Welcome to the week that was in weed. You give me 5 or so minutes and I'll give you 20 or so talking points about what went down last week. I'm Andrew Ward. My hairstyle looks like shit. I'm ready to dive into the news. Let's do this. On Monday, Dale Rick Thompson, a prominent marijuana advocate in Michigan, passed away sadly at the age of 57 after a battle with colon cancer. Thompson was pivotal in advancing legalization in the state and no doubt will be sorely missed. Rest in peace, Rick. Medical marijuana patient fired from their job at the Florida Department of Corrections has taken their fight to the Supreme Court after the First Court of Appeals backed their termination. The plaintiff, Samuel E. Velez Ortiz, says that his stellar work record should be considered. No matter the outcome of the case, it is interesting because this marks one of the few times where cannabis advocates are backing someone at the Department of Corrections. Thanks to legal loopholes on the state and federal level, the Iowa Bureau of Cannabis says that even minors have access to ultra-potent edibles. This all comes after the state passed a limited purchase market, so they are going to have a lot of legislative problems ahead. And a twist that's potentially more sus than off-brand bodega weed, the Cannabis Regulators Association, better known as CANRA, wants Congress to revise hemp and cannabinoid laws as part of the 2023 Farm Bill. They claim that the 2018 Farm Bill accidentally allowed access to all these products like D8, D10, and all these other items that you're seeing hitting the market. Are the motivation pure or are they business motivated? Let me know in the comments. Former Compton, California City Councilman Isaac Jacob Galvin was arrested for allegedly dishing out $70,000 in bribes to Baldwin Park City Council members in exchange for support for marijuana licenses. Man, aren't you glad that legalization cleared out all those bad guys? On Tuesday, it was revealed that Florida governor, unlikely GOP presidential nominee, and all-around uncomfortable human being Ron DeSantis shares a major backer with pro-pod advocates in the state. This all comes after reports say that Republican strategist Jeff Rowe's two firms have taken in $29 million from pro-pod advocates that hope to see weed get on the ballot this November. This marks the latest noteworthy moment for DeSantis' presidential campaign, which has been going just great so far. In more minor cannabinoid news, Wyoming legislators are gearing up to tangle with Delta 8. They cite concerns over its lack of regulation, its legality, and potential harm on kids. Now, it's definitely an interesting topic, and we drop all your thoughts down below. But what I think is most interesting about this is that Wyoming actually exists. It was reported that Colorado schools are facing a significant drop in funding due to the declining cannabis industry. In previous fiscal years, the industry provided roughly $98 million to schools, but this year it's looking like just 56. And a bit of good news, senators on both sides of the aisle have hit a sweet spot regarding the Safe Banking Act. This all comes after extensive August recess talks. This is amazing to see and shows that Congress can move away from a dude in a hoodie and a lady given an HJ at Beetlejuice the Musical long enough to do something that America wants. More of that, please, and thank you. On Wednesday, the House Oversight and Accountability Committee approved the Bipartisan Cure Act. This prevents federal job denials and security clearance based on marijuana use. There are some limitations, but it's still overall great to see. Now let's free those nonviolent drug offenders. A New York Cannabis Insider investigation revealed widespread concerns in the state's legalized cannabis market, including elevated microbial levels in top-selling strains. Hey, y'all remember when the state regulators said that legal lab-tested weed was going to beat the legacy market? Oklahoma Attorney General Genter Drummond has formed an organized crime task force focused on illegal grows and crimes related to illegal grows. What this means for the Smokelahoma market remains to be seen. Korean police accused 17 American soldiers of shipping synthetic weed through the Postal Service and distributing it through the country. In addition to the soldiers, they accused 4 South Korean nationals and a Filipino national in the ring. They're accused of distributing 12 ounces throughout the course of a year. Now, that may not seem like a lot, but in Asia, the laws are strict. You do not want to be messing with that stuff. On Thursday, St. Paul, Minnesota is considering rules that will limit public marijuana consumption. The proposed legislation would put a ban on smoking in city parks and near public buildings, but would allow for designated smoking areas and cultural ceremonies. Here's one for the gamers. The upcoming Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer includes an element where you can kill your opponent with bong smoke. This is great to see because, I mean, who the fuck hasn't been getting high while playing COD all these years? The characters are probably the last ones to get into it. 3 suspects in Shelby, Michigan were shot as they attempted to break into a home. The intruders were believed to be going after the homeowner's weed. Look, I'm not advocating for violence of any kind, but if you even tried to steal a half ounce from me. Officials in Maine say that half of their medical marijuana supply may be contaminated with pesticides and mold. And despite all this, there's still going to be states that will tell us that legal lab-tested weed will beat out the legacy market. On Friday, the NCAA committee is recommending that marijuana be removed from its list of banned substances for college athletes. The NCAA's divisional governing bodies will make the final decision. This is really great to hear. If passed, maybe we'll finally stop seeing promising young kids' careers ruined by a plant. 2 GOP senators filed a bill that would block President Biden's marijuana rescheduling efforts without Congress approval. Now, last week, I get a lot of people told me they want less political opinions and less cursing in their videos, and I get that. I will try. But in this instance, this is some mother... Oh my God! And if they can't pass some laws themselves, they need to get the out of the way. Minnesota officials appointed Erin Dupree as the first director of the state's Office of Cannabis Management. She brings a track record that includes Lunacy Cannabis Company and consulting firm Cook and Quinwood. And in more Erin Dupree news, Minnesota's newly appointed cannabis director faces controversy as her store, Lunacy Cannabis Company, has been alleged to have sold edibles that exceed THC limits as well as non-compliant vapes. Dupree is set to start her job October 2nd, but if this controversy takes her out of the role, she could see a rise and fall that rivals Cannabums. And that was the week that was in weed, or at least enough to make it sound like you've been keeping up with this crazy, expansive world. My name is Andrew Ward, and I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe, share, like, and do all that stuff. I hate to ask, but it does help build momentum for a new channel like this. Also, click the descriptions to learn more about each story featured today, and drop any additional stories that you think we should know about in the comments. It's all about spreading that information, because it's all about staying up, staying informed, and staying lit. We'll see you next week.